Hello everyone. أهلا بيكم في تعلم الإنجليزية. Learn English. النهارده التوبيك بتاعنا هيكون عن الترانسبورتيشن. So it's a very usual topic and a topic that we use every day again. احنا لسه بنتكلم على التوبكس اللي بتحتك بحياتنا بشكل يومي تقريبا. So today the main speaking is going to be about transportation. تعالوا مع بعض نشوف بالتفصيل هنتعلم ايه النهارده. So for today we're going to learn vocabulary. So for vocabulary we would look at vehicles and transportation. هنتكلم عن vehicles عن المركبات والtransportation عموما. And we're going to look at collocations for transportations as well. We're also going to learn grammar, and for the grammar today we're going to review the very important simple present tense. And we're going to look at skills, and for skills we're going to look at reading. يبقى النهارده معانا vocabulary, grammar review and skills. تعالوا نبدأ زي ما بنبدأ كل مرة. And we're going to start with our brain teasers. brain teasers اللي مش فاكر brain teasers دي are puzzles and riddles زي فزورة صغيرة بتخليني أفكر أكتر بالإنجلش. So the brain teasers help me think more and help me activate my English. So let's start with our first brain teaser. So the first brain teaser we have is, how many letters are in the alphabet? So can you think how many letters are in the alphabet? ناس كتير جدا مننا هتفكر بشكل direct وهتقول 26 letters. But this is not the right answer. Let's think deeper and let's think about the words in front of us. How many letters are in the alphabet? Actually the answer is 11. طب ازاي 11? Let's look. So we're talking about the, which is THE, 3 letters, and alphabet, which is 8 letters. So in total 11 letters. So the brain teasers help us think deeper about the words in front of us. البرين teasers بتساعدنا ان احنا نفكر بشكل اعمق في الجملة اللي قدامنا. So it's not only the direct question, it's deeper than this. So it helps us think more. Let's have another brain teaser. So the second brain teaser is, what can you find once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? One more time. What can you find once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? So think more about the statement. Think of what you read. So the answer lies here. الأنسر موجودة في الكلام المكتوب قدامنا. Think about it again. Once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years. So the answer of this riddle is the letter M. So let's look together. لو هنبص على كلمة minute, it has one M, so it appears or you can find it once in a minute. And twice, because moment has 2 M's, so twice in a moment. And 1,000 years, no M at all, never in 1,000 years. يبقى كمان مرة البرين teasers بتاعتنا help me think about the words in front of me, think deeper about the meaning of the sentence, and it's not a direct answer. Do you want to try again? So, one more brain teaser. Which letter of the alphabet is full of water? Which letter of the alphabet is full of water? Think about it. One letter of the alphabet has a lot of water. So it is the letter C, because it has the same pronunciation as the word sea. So sea is full of water. So this sentence has a double meaning. We're talking about sea as the letter of the alphabet, which has the same word like sea, which we swim in. Okay, brain teasers are fun, so it always helps us to think more and look at the statements and think about the meaning, the hidden meaning. Okay, بكده نكون خدنا 3 brain teasers. We activated our English thinking, and now let's start with idioms of the day. So, one more time, let's remember the meaning of idiom. خلينا نفتكر مع بعض idiom كان معناه ايه. Idiom is an expression which has a meaning that is not connected to the literal words. هو expression مش مربوط بالمعنى الحرفي للكلمات. So it helps us sound more fluent and it helps us go and sound more native. So let's look at the first brain teaser let's look at the first idiom that we have because we have finished brain teasers. الidioms بتاعتنا النهارده مرتبطة بالtransportation or مرتبطة بالmovement in general. So the first idiom that we have for today is to hit the road. To hit the road هو idiom معناه to start moving or to get going. أبدأ رحلتي أو أبدأ مشواري. So when we are going to travel, for example, we can say, okay, did you pack your bags? Let's hit the road, which means let's go. Hit the road also means start. So I can say, I have a meeting in a minute, so I have to hit the road, which means I have to go. So hit the road means start your journey as well. Like, we have a journey tomorrow morning and we should hit the road by 9 a.m. Hit the road معناه نبدأ رحلتنا in general. So this is the first idiom that we have. And the second idiom is in the same boat. زي ما قلنا الidioms بتاعتنا مرتبطة بالtransportation and مرتبطة بالvehicles in general. So in the same boat is an idiom that means that we are all in the same situation or we are facing the same thing. We're equal here. So I can say we all have to study hard. We are in the same boat. إحنا كلنا في مركب واحد بمعنى أدق. So I can say you can't make your decision alone. We are in the same boat. Or I can tell my friend, okay, we have to prepare our things. We're in the same boat. إحنا لازم نحضر حاجتنا مع بعض. إحنا مع بعض في كل حاجة. So it's called we are in the same boat. So we are in the same boat means we are in the same situation or we are together in this. So we can say as a team, we need to work together because we need our work to succeed. We're in the same boat here, which means we are together in this. We are in the same situation in this. ده تاني idiom معانا. يبقى أول idiom كان to hit the road, which means start your journey or start moving. And the second idiom is we are in the same boat. تالت idiom معانا, which is also connected to movement and transportation, is drive. So we're going to say drive someone up the wall. When we drive someone up the wall means we push someone hard or we drive them crazy. So I can say don't drive me up the wall, like don't make me angry or don't tease me, for example. So by this, we have three idioms connected to words that are connected to transportation, like drive, we used drive someone up the wall, like boat, we used we're in the same boat, and road, to hit the road. يبقى بكده اتكلمنا عن 3 different idioms مرتبطين بالكلمات بتاعة الترانسبورتيشن. تعالوا مع بعض نبص على أول part عندنا واللي هو البارت بتاع الفوكابيلاري. Our vocabulary today is about vehicles and transportation. تعالوا نشوف الفوكاب المرتبط بيهم. Like we said, زي ما قلنا بالظبط احنا هنتكلم على حاجتين, الvehicles والtransportation. الvehicles in general اللي هي المركبات, والtransportation اللي هي وسائل المواصلات. يعني احنا دلوقتي مش هنبص على وسائل المواصلات فقط. So we're going to look at 2 different things, vehicles in general and transportation with it. اوكي, لما هنيجي نبص على اي حاجة من الvehicles or the transportation محتاجين نفكر في فكرة مهمة جدا, which is where can we use it? Can we use it on land? Or can we use it in the air? Or can we use it in water or in the sea in general, oceans, stuff like that. يبقى أنا أي transportation أو أي vehicle هنبص عليها مع بعض هنفكر في حاجة مهمة جدا, which is أنا أقدر أستخدمها فين؟ هستخدمها على البر, في المية, ولا في الجو. So let's start looking at the types of transportation that we have and let's see where we can use it. Is it just transportation or is it in general a vehicle? Let's start. The first thing that we have is bicycle. Bicycle. So the bicycle is the first type of vehicle that we have, and it's kind of transportation as well. في ناس بتستخدمها كوسيلة مواصلات. So the bicycle that we have, can we use it on land or in the air or in water? So bicycle is on land. Okay, let's look at the second thing that we have. We have airplane. Airplane. Airplane, and sometimes we can call it plane without airplane. So it's either airplane in full or just plane. And this is on land, water, or in the air. So airplane is basically in the air, and it's a kind of transportation for people. Okay, and we have a train. A train. A train is another kind of transportation as well. So a train can be used on land, in water, or in the air. Land, water, or air. Train. Train is on land. And we also have a scooter. A scooter. A scooter is a kind of transport for adults. ده مختلف عن السكوتر اللي احنا عارفينه اللي هو اللعبة. يبقى أنا سكوتر عندي هي كلمتين مختلفتين، واحدة اللي هي اللعبة اللي احنا بنلعب بيها and the other one is a kind of transport which is similar to the motorbike. يبقى أنا عندي السكوتر هنا هو toy that we can use for kids and it's a kind of transport for adults. So this one is for adults. Can we use it on land? Can we use it in the air or in water? Scooter. Exactly. So a scooter is on land. And we have ambulance. Ambulance. Ambulance is not a kind of transportation. الambulance هي مش وسيلة مواصلات. So ambulance is a vehicle and this is the medical vehicle. So we use it for patients. So the ambulance is basically for sick people to go to the hospital. يبقى هي مش kind of transportation in general, هي kind of vehicle. So ambulance, is it in the air? Is it in water or is it on land? Basically ambulance is on land. And we have a shuttle. A shuttle. A shuttle is another kind of plane as well, and air, land, or water, it's basically in the air. And of course, we have a car. So the car, is it on land, water, or in air? So it's on land. And then we have a ferry. A ferry. الفيري اللي هي العبارة. So the ferry is usually a kind of transport that we can use between countries or between cities. الفيري هي نوع من وسائل المواصلات اللي بنستخدمه ما بين البلاد أو ما بين المدن. So it's a water kind of transport. Like we have a ferry here in Egypt between Port Said and Port Fouad. So this is a ferry. The ferry can transport people and cars. يبقى الفيري هي وسيلة مواصلات بنحط عليها cars and people to move from a land to another land and we have water between them. We call it ferry. Again, اللي هي العبارة. And the ferry, after it, we have a bus. A bus is a kind of transport again that we can use on land, in the air, or in water. Of course, so if we're talking about a bus, it's on land. And we have another kind of transport, which is a taxi. So a taxi, we can use it on land, in water, or in the air. The taxi is on land. Recently بقى فيه water taxis as well. يبقى أنا طبيعي إن التاكسي is on land بس مؤخرا بقى فيه taxis in water. So we can say that taxis can be used on land and in water as well recently. We also have a ship. A ship. The ship is bigger than a ferry. الشيب دي بقى أكبر سفينة, which is أكبر من المعبر بكتير, and it can be used either for transporting people or for transporting goods, بضايع. So we call it ship. We use it on land, in water, or in the air. Ship, in water. And we also have a canoe. A canoe. الcanoe that we have is a kind of boat, small boat. هو مركب صغنونة جدا ودايما أو غالبا بيبقى ليها مجداف. So it's not usually a kind of transport, but it's a kind of vehicle. So canoe is used in water, in the air, or on land. من شكله, so a canoe is in water. And we also have a yacht. Yacht. Yacht can be used in water, air, or on land. اليخت اللي هو اليخت. So it's used in water. And we also have fire truck. Fire truck, or sometimes we call it fire engine. So it has two different words, a fire truck or a fire engine. So this is not a kind of transportation, but again, it's another kind of vehicle. So can it be used on land, in the air, or in water? Yes, a fire truck is on land. And we have a motorbike. A motorbike, واللي هو similar to the scooter that we talked about before, but the scooter is smaller and slower. السكوتر دايما بيبقى أبطأ وأصغر من الموتوربايك. So the motorbike can be used on land, in the water, or in the air. Yes, so the motorbike is on land. And we have a helicopter. A helicopter. So can we use it on land, in water, or in the air? A helicopter is in the air. And then we have a van. A van. الفان اللي هي حتى even in Arabic is called a van and is used on land. And we have something similar to a van but bigger, which is a truck. A truck is another kind of transportation, not for people, it's for goods. Truck هي transportation للبضايع. So we can call it a truck and the British call it a lorry. So it can have two different words, truck or lorry. بكده نبقى اتكلمنا على أكتر الكلمات الموجودة ومستخدمة في ال transportation أو ال vehicles in general that are related to English. خلينا مع بعض نعمل شوية practice على ده. يلا نعمل أول practice مع بعض. So let's look at the picture and remember the name of this type of vehicle. So let's look at the first picture we have. So look at this picture. What's the name? Yes, so it's a bicycle or airplane or ambulance or shuttle. So it is a bicycle. Let's look at the second one. Do you remember that we said this is the medical vehicle? It's not a kind of transportation. Let's remember the name together. Is it a bicycle? Is it an airplane? Is it an ambulance? Or is it a shuttle? Which one do you think? Yes, so the medical vehicle is called ambulance. Ambulance, very good. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, so do you remember the name for this one? So, is it a bicycle? Or is it an airplane? Is it an ambulance? Or is it a shuttle? here we have two words that are similar, airplane and shuttle. So which one do you think it is? So the big one, this big one, it's called, yes, an airplane, exactly. Very well done. Let's look at the next one. Okay, this is the easy one. So let's see the option. Is the car? Is the helicopter? Is it a bus? Or is it a motorcycle? Which one is it? Yes, exactly, it's the easy one. It's a car, yes. Okay, what about this one? Do you remember the name? This is a kind of air vehicle. And is it a car? Or a helicopter? A bus? Or a motorcycle? So this one here is, yes, exactly. It's a helicopter. Very well done. Okay, and this one is easy as well. What do we call it? Yes, so let's see the option. Car, helicopter, bus, or is it a motorcycle? Yeah, it's pretty easy, exactly. It's a bus. Very well done. Good job. Okay, what about this one? Do you remember the name? We said that we had a small one. The name was a scooter, but this one is bigger and faster. So is it a car, helicopter, bus, or motorcycle? Exactly. It's a motorcycle, and some people call it motorbike as well. So we can say motorcycle or a motorbike. So exactly, this is a motorcycle. Well done. Thank you. Okay. What about this one? Do you remember the name? So this is not a kind of transportation. It's a type of vehicle that we use it to put out fire. So the word has fire in it. Let's see the options. So is it a car, helicopter, bus, or fire truck? Yes, exactly. It's the fire truck. وزي ما اتكلمنا we said the fire truck has another name which is fire engine. So we can say fire truck or fire engine. Okay, what about this one? This is the easy one. So let's see the options. Is it a car, helicopter, bus, or train? Yes, exactly. Well done. This is a train, which is a kind of land transportation. دلوقتي we're going to play a game. هنلعب مع بعض لعبة. I'm going to show you a picture. هوريكوا صورة. الصورة دي متغطية. And in 10 seconds, I'm going to remove parts of the cover. هنشيل أجزاء من الغطاء اللي مغطي الصورة. And I want you to guess what kind of transport it is. خلينا نجرب مع بعض أول واحدة. Let's start. So this is the first one we have, and it's very easy one. It is on land, and we use it every day. So, what do you think it is? Huh? Yes, quickly, quickly. It is a car. So, the best is the one who can guess before the picture appears. Okay? So now you know how we play the game. Let's try again. يبقى أشطر حد هو اللي هيعرفها قبل ما كل picture is revealed. So, this one is a land vehicle. It's a public transport. It's for everyone, and it transports a lot of people and goods, and it has 2 rails. Let's look. Who can guess? Yeah. Can you guess before the... Yes, exactly. It's a train. A train. القضبان بتاعت الtrain is called rails. Rails. Good. Let's try again. Okay. This one is a kind of transport or a kind of vehicle that we use in the air, and it's not very big. It is small, and it transports like 2 or 3 people, maximum 4 or 5. So it is small. Let's look. Can you guess? Yeah, quickly before the picture appears, it's a helicopter. Helicopter, very good. What about this one? So this is a kind of water transport. It's very big and it can transport people and goods, and it moves between countries. Can you guess what it is? So quickly, what do we call it? Yes, it is a ship. A ship. Very good. Okay, so one more time, this is a kind of land transport that we can use to go from a place to another. It's bigger than the car and transports a lot of people at the same time. And it's a kind of public transport. What do we call it? Can you guess before the picture appears? Yeah, exactly. It's a bus. A bus. Very good. يبقى احنا بكده عملنا شوية practice كويس بالنسبة للwords and you do remember the words that we studied. كده بصينا على الفوكابيلاري. تعالوا نبص على حاجة دايما مرتبطة بالفوكابيلاري which is collocation. First of all, let's think together what do we mean by collocation؟ يعني ايه collocation؟ collocation هي بتفكرني بكلمة collection بس مش هي نفس الكلمة ومش هي نفس المعنى. اوكي، أنا هقول جملة دلوقتي وعايزاكم تفكروا هي الجملة دي sounds right or wrong. Yesterday, I ate the bus. I ate the bus. هل الجملة دي sounds correct؟ للأسف الجملة doesn't sound correct على الرغم من الجراماتيكال structure بتاعها مظبوط. يعني كلمة I ate the bus أنا بتكلم على yesterday، ف I ate هي في الباست عادي جدا، فالstructure مظبوط. grammar wise it is correct. بس المشكلة في كلمة eat مع كلمة bus they don't match. They are not suitable together. لما هستخدم كلمة eat هستخدم معاها أي kind of food. I can say eat a sandwich, eat fruit, eat vegetables, eat a meal. يبقى eat doesn't work with the word bus. لما هستخدم كلمة bus I can't use the verb eat. I can say drive, I can say take. يبقى collocation is a verb and noun that are suitable for each other. هم مناسبين لبعض. بغض النظر عن الجراماتيكال ستراكشر، الجراماتيكال ستراكشر هو مظبوط، بس انا محتاج ان الكلمتين يبقوا مناسبين لبعض، يستخدموا مع بعض. اوكي، يبقى انا كده الكولوكيشن يبقى كل فيرب عندي او كل ناون ليه list of verbs that are suitable for it، وكل verb ليه list of nouns that are suitable. يبقى كل اسم او كل فعل ليه لستة كده مناسبة ليه وما ينفعش استخدم حاجة تانية غيرها. بحتاج الكولوكيشنز عشان أساوند رايت. حاجة من الحاجات اللي أنا بحتاجها دايما مع الفوكابيلاري إن أنا أعرف إيه الكولوكيشن اللي بيجي معاه، إيه الفيرب المناسب اللي بيجي مع الكلمات دي. فخلينا نبص على أهم الكولوكيشنز that are suitable for transportation. So, collocations for transportation and movement in general بينحصروا في 4 different verbs, 4 main verbs. The verbs that we have are go, drive, ride, and take. These are the 4 main verbs that we can use when we speak about transportation and movement in general. بشكل عام دول أهم الفيربات that we can use. So again, go, drive, ride, and take. خلينا ناخدهم واحد واحد ونبص عليهم ونشوف معناه إيه. So let's look at the first one, go. Okay, هنعمل reading مع بعض هيوضح لنا اليوز بتاعهم كلهم. Let's read together. Anna is going to school. Because Ava can't drive, she cycles. It takes her an hour to ride to school, but she enjoys the exercise. Ava doesn't like taking the bus because it's always crowded. أنا عندي الverbs بتاعتي أهي كلها موجودة في الريدنج ده. تعالوا نشوف أول واحد اللي هو go. بستخدمه في إيه؟ Go, we usually use it if we don't say how we traveled from a place to another. لو أنا بتحرك من مكان للتاني and I don't mention the way of transport, the means of transport. مش بستخدم أو مش بقول وسيلة المواصلات. So we use go when I don't speak about how I move from the place to the other. So I can say I go to the cinema. I go to my work without saying how, which means I move from a place to another. So the example that we have here is Anna is going to school, or we are going to Scotland next year. So here in both examples, في الexamples اللي عندنا, in the two examples, we don't have anything stating or clarifying how. مفيش حاجة بتوضح ازاي. So it's just the idea of movement, go. Okay. Another thing that we can have about go, لو أنا عايزة أوضح مع كلمة go, I can say by in the end. So I can say I go to my work by car. يعني أنا لو عايزة add extra information, I can add by and mention the type of transport. يبقى أنا كده go هي الidea, general idea of movement. ولو عايزة add عليها ال type of transport, هستخدم كلمة by وهحط ال type of transport in the end. So the examples that we have here are Anna goes to school by bike. I used by and then I put the type of vehicle or transport. She doesn't go to school by car. يبقى أنا حطيت كلمة by in the end of the sentence and the mean of transport. يبقى أنا كده كلمة go general movement, ولو عايز أزود extra detail هيبقى في آخر السنتنس هحط by and the type of transport. Okay. تاني حاجة هي كلمة drive. Drive is usually for things that I sit inside it and I move it, I control the movement. And it's usually for things that have engine. Okay, so we use drive for travel. Motor vehicle, it has an engine, فيها موتور. And we use it when I sit inside and I am controlling it. أنا اللي بحركها. So in this case, it's drive. So I can say drive a car, drive a bus. So I sit inside and I control the movement. So in this case, it's called drive. تعالوا نبص على examples كده. Sometimes her mother drives her to school. Okay. عندي the third verb that we can speak about is ride. Ride بستخدمه في أول حالة when I sit on the type of transport, when I sit on it and I still control it. يعني أنا ببقى قاعد فوق الحاجة مش جواها and I control it. Like when we speak about a bike, I sit in the bike or on the bike? On. So if I sit on it and I control it, of course, I ride a bike. One more example, if we're talking about a scooter, we sit inside the scooter or on the scooter? On the scooter, and I control it, so I ride a scooter. Let's look at the example here. It takes her an hour to ride the school. So we're talking about the bike. It takes her an hour to ride the bike to school. We're talking about the bike, so a bike ride. Ride also can be used for other types of transport if I don't control the movement. If I'm just sitting and I don't control it, so in this case we say ride on. So let's look at the example here. She enjoys riding in her mother's car. She does not control it. She's just sitting next to her mother. Her mother is moving it. Her mother is controlling it. So her mother drives, but she is just sitting, so she rides in. Okay, the last one that we have is take. Take is usually for any type of public transport. وخلينا نوضح ان احنا في الترانسبورت عموما عندي two types of transport. عندي personal or private transport وعندي public transport اللي هي المواصلات العامة that anybody can use. Like what? like a train, like a bus, like a taxi. All these are public. I don't own them. I just use them. حاجات بستخدمها بس مش بملكها. So in this case, we call it take. So take is general for any kind of public transport. So we can say, Ava doesn't like taking the bus to school. الباص اللي هو public transport. So I say take. So I can take the bus, I can take the train, I can take a taxi. So take is for any kind of public transport. بكده يبقى أنا عندي in general we have 4 main verbs that can be used when we speak about movement or transport. The first one is go if I don't speak about how. ولو حابب mention how, I can mention it in the end of the sentence and then I put by and the type of transport in the end. ده أول واحد اللي هو go. The second one is drive. Third one ride. And fourth one is take. دول 4 أهم فيربات بنستخدمهم مع transportation. تعالوا نعمل practice على الكلام ده وتعالوا نكمل السنتنس with the suitable verb that can help me understand the meaning. Let's look at the first one. Last weekend we to Berlin. Okay, أنهي verb من الverbs اللي اتكلمنا عليها ممكن يكون suitable for this statement? Let's think together. Did we mention the type of transport? No. So in this case, which verb we don't mention the type of transport with? It's go. طيب, احنا محتاجين to put this verb in the correct form because we're talking about last weekend. Last weekend, which is past. So if I have go in the past, it is went. So the answer, last weekend, we went to Berlin. Okay, let's have another example here. More and more people should blah 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 to work. It's much better for the environment. خلينا نفكر which kind of transport is good for the environment. Do you think that cars are good for the environment? No, because they cause pollution. So which one is safe for the environment? Bike. Very good. Okay, يبقى أنا عندي bicycle or a bike. What would be the collocation for it? What would be the suitable verb? Yes, the suitable verb for bike, because we sit on it, it's ride. So the answer would be more people should ride bikes to work. It's much better for the environment. Okay, so let's look at this one. Robbie, his car 10 kilometers every day. Okay, what do you think the verb here for his car? So the suitable verb would be car. We usually, yes, drive. And because we say Robbie, we're talking about singular, we need to add drives, we need to add S. Don't forget to add the S. Okay, let's read this. It's easy to reach the airport from the city center, just the number 73 bus. What would be the verb here for the bus? Just drive the number 73 bus or just, yes, if we're talking about public transport, the verb would be take. So just take the number 73 bus. Okay, my little nephew loves to the train. What do you think the verb would be? For the train, it's a public kind of transport, so we can use take. Very good. Okay, يبقى كده we used went, ride, drive, and take. Okay. خلينا نعمل مع بعض أهم حاجة النهاردة بالنسبة لنا, which is the grammar. And for the grammar we have a review for the simple present tense لأن هو الأكتر confusing بالنسبة لنا. So let's have a review for the present simple tense. قبل ما نبدأ تعالوا نفتكر مع بعض why do we use it and when do we use it? What do we mean by present simple? So the present simple tense is basically used for habits, routines, and repetition. So this is when we use it. If something happens just now or for one time, we can't use the present simple tense. Okay, so for the meaning, repetition, again and again, habits, routines, facts, things that are there for a long time. الحاجات الثابتة, like facts, things that don't change quickly or easily. Okay. تعالوا نعمل أول review عندنا. So here we have a picture and the sentence which is not in order, and we have 30 seconds. Think together, put the sentence in order. So we have near the school, we have Jack, we have reads a magazine. So let's order it together. Yes. So the answer is Jack reads a magazine near the school. So we start with the subject, Jack, and because we're talking about Jack, which is singular, we say reads, we add S to our verb, and then we continue the sentence, and we usually have the preposition in the end. Okay, so let's try again. We have Henry on a bridge writes poems. Poems اللي هي الأشعار. So let's put it in order. We start with the subject. Henry is the subject. On a bridge, the preposition usually comes in the end, and the verb that we have writes poems. So if we want to put the sentence in the correct order, it would be Henry writes poems on a bridge. Henry writes poems on a bridge. So Henry, the subject, write is your verb. We added extra S because we're talking about Henry, singular, and then we continue the sentence. Prepositions usually come in the end. Okay, let's look at this one. We have Jack, we have in the evenings, plays chess in the park. Okay, so let's put it in order. Let's find the subject, verb, and then the rest of the sentence. What's your subject? Yes, the subject is Jack. Okay, where's the verb? Plays chess, very good. Okay, so here we have two different prepositions. We have in the evening and we have in the park. So Jack plays chess in the park in the evenings, or we can put it vice versa, fine. عشان أنا عندي two different prepositions, so no problem. I can put place first, I can put time first, no problem. But usually the preposition in the end. So in the end, we had two different prepositions. We can put them vice versa. It doesn't really matter and doesn't affect the meaning. Subject, Jack. Play, we added S to the verb because again, the subject is singular, and then the prepositions of the sentence. Okay, so here we have another sentence. Let's read. Near the school, Nancy meets a friend every afternoon. So let's try to find your subject first. So where is the subject here? Exactly, so the subject is Nancy. After the subject, we need our verb. So let's find the verb. Yes, the verb is meets a friend. Okay, and then near the school every afternoon, or every afternoon near the school, it doesn't really matter. So Nancy is the subject, and again, singular, we added S to the verb. So Nancy meets a friend near the school every afternoon, or we can put it vice versa, every afternoon near the school, no problem. Okay, so let's look at here. Every day, under a tree, Danny do homework, and his friends. where is your subject? Okay, here we can have Danny as your subject. بس هيبقى عندي one main problem إن أنا الverb هنا ما فيهوش S. So we can never have a singular subject. يبقى أنا السبجكت بتاعي هيبقى plural. طيب عندي friends هنا plural. بس I can't start a sentence with and. يبقى أنا كده السبجكت عندي is complex. السبجكت عندي هيكون Danny and his friends. يبقى ده long subject. So Danny and his friends do homework under a tree every day. Or we can put them vice versa, no problem. Danny and his friends do homework every day under a tree. This or that are fine. بس المهم إن السبجكت عندي is here followed by a verb. So the subject here is complex, which is Danny and his friends, because the verb doesn't have S or anything, so it has to be plural subject, not singular. Okay, let's look here. On a bridge, Greg read magazines and his dad on Thursday afternoon. Again, محتاجين locate subject, so we have Greg and we have his dad. So the verb here doesn't have S, يبقى هنعمل زي ما عملنا في المرة اللي فاتت. So if the verb doesn't have S, this means that the subject is plural. Not only one person, it's more than this. So we can make it as a complex subject, which is Greg and his father read magazines. So the verb is read without S, that's why we said Greg and his father. And this is the correct order. Greg and his father read magazines on a bridge on Thursday afternoon. أو زي ما قلنا, because we have two different prepositions here, we can put them vice versa. الاتنين ممكن يريبليسوا بعض, no problem. Okay, let's now look at this one. We have love. At the movie theater, Greg, Henry, and Jack on Friday nights to watch cartoons. So this is a very long sentence. So let's look together. First of all, locate the verb. Let's make it easier for ourselves. So here we have love verb and to watch cartoons, another verb. Okay, so which verb will come first, love or to watch? لو هحطهم مع بعض, so it's love to watch. I love to do something. So I will have love to watch. So the verb here doesn't have S, which means the subject is going to be long, plural, more than one. So in this case, if we're talking about this sentence, let's look at it. It will be Greg, Henry, and Jack, 3. So we're talking about plural subject, and then the main verb love, which always takes another verb after it, love to do something, love to watch cartoons at the movie theater on Friday nights. يبقى أنا كده عملت long sentence by adding prepositions, details, and we have a long subject as well. خلينا نجرب كمان مرة. So another long one, to make it easier for ourselves, let's look at the verb first. So we have here, and her friends, and ice cream every Thursday afternoon. Sally always have pizza at the mall. If دول هنا verb, which one is a verb here? Verb have. Good. Okay, this verb has two forms, have and has. If we're talking about singular, has. If we're talking about plural, have. So we have the plural form. يبقى كده السبجكت بتاعي plural. Okay, so Sally, subject. What can we add to the subject to make it plural? Yes, and her friends. يبقى أنا كده هستart Sally and her friends always have pizza. وبعد كده الأوردر مش هيختلف كتير. at the mall every Thursday afternoon, or every Thursday afternoon at the mall, this or that, no problem. So Sally and her friends always have pizza and ice cream at the mall every Thursday afternoon. اوكي، بكده نكون اتكلمنا النهارده على كذا topic مهمين جدا related للtransportation and the types of vehicle. اتكلمنا النهارده عن vocabulary اللي هو ال vehicles in general and types of transport، واتكلمنا معاهم على الcollocations المرتبطة بيهم، واتكلمنا على أهم الcollocations اللي هي go, drive, ride and take. And we said that whenever we learn vocabulary, we need to learn the collocation with it. خدنا شوية idioms that helps us speak more fluently, and we also reviewed the present simple tense, and we saw how we can put a long sentence in the correct order. بكده نكون وصلنا لنهاية حلقتنا النهاردة. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye.